Finally! Hi guys, welcome to the Flow State Podcast. I'm your host Isabella Carroza, and today I'm hanging out on the beach and I want to talk about creative fear. And when you're entering like a creative industry, navigating the fear that's going to come with it, because there's a lifetime of fear. I am somebody who, when I was 25 years old, I decided I will never be able to work a 9-to-5 or like a regular job. I need to work for myself or and pursue my creative intuition. I feel like, it's really important to me. And when you're surrendering to that and being like, no, I'm going to make this work, the amount of character development that comes with it is absolutely insane. And so that's why I'm starting this podcast, because it's just the whole creative process and getting in touch with your creative intuition is super interesting to me, because it can go on forever. You can learn so much from your art and other people's art. So when I'm talking about fear, I think that there's fear that can come in many different forms. It could be a fear that's not real, like what other people think, or it could be a fear that's very real, like not having rent. And both things you're going to run into when pursuing a creative field. I feel like the one thing I've learned in dealing with the fear of everything is really developing awareness is the first step, right? Because what's his name? Steven Pressfield, the guy who wrote War of Art, he was talking about how when you're a scared artist, he calls it, I don't know, something like that. But when you're nervous, you're going to, about putting out art or being perceived or something, you're going to totally sabotage it. He talks about, one thing I used to do is get a dumb shitty boyfriend and then start fights with him. And when you're always in a toxic relationship, you're always fighting or something like that, you're kind of really you're constantly having to pick yourself back up and rebuild versus just building. So it's such a form of self-sabotage, and it's I could have been writing the book the whole time this guy was cheating on me, you know what I mean? And he talks a lot about that in that book, and how unconsciously we sabotage ourselves. And I feel like that's just, I don't know, that's so true. But the only way you can get past the unconscious sabotage is through awareness. And it's how do you even develop awareness when your life is on fire? I think that there's so much to be said about needing to feel your way through it, really needing to feel the pain. I feel that's the whole thing. Just needing to feel it first, not distract yourself, not numb yourself with alcohol, a little bit of alcohol. Usually weed and mushrooms help you feel it pretty hard, but you have to sit with it, cry about it if you have to cry about it, and then from there you can focus on the solution, because fear takes you away from your intuition. And when you're creating anything, whether it be a creative project or just a solution to your money problem, you need to be able to listen to your intuition in order to make a proper solution. And that's why there's really nothing to be scared of, because your intuition is, they say, your connection to your higher power, to your inner wisdom, to your God, or whatever you want to call it. Your intuition is connected to that. And you can't hear your intuition if you're too busy being sucked in everything that can go wrong. And yeah, I feel like yeah, just like don't be scared. Just like stop being a pussy. I'm joking. I have notes. I swear I have notes. One thing that has helped me when I'm like super spiraling out of control, like everything in my life is going wrong, a few things that help me is either A, focusing on the one thing that's going right, but sometimes nothing's going right. So it's just sitting with it and understanding that tension. It's kind of like when you're doing yoga and you first enter a stretch you haven't done in a while and you feel the tension, your body's like pushing against you, but you just go deeper into the tension, it deepens the stretch. And that's what tension in your life is like, that's what it's like doing. It's deepening your experience. Whenever you're brought tension, you're deepening your experience. Like, so getting past your fear and making a solution is only going to make you a more evolved version of yourself, even though you want to kind of throw in the towel, you know. Let's see. One thing I notice when I'm feeling fear and anxiety, that's when I've learned massively risk oriented and just dive fully into my art. Unless that works, unless your art is stand-up comedy. You don't want to go on stage and do stand-up comedy when you're like really like mentally not doing good, because the audiences will make you want to kill yourself. But besides stand-up comedy, just start creating. Just start putting out work. Even just like, I do it alone. I take photos and I don't do it to show anybody or I'll write something not to show anybody, not to get ahead on social media, but just for the sake of creating. That is going to at least take your mind off the fear. And when you're in that place of like feeling so much fear, it forces you to be present. That's when you can really create at a really high level. And it's just about taking the fear in waves. It's gonna come. You can't avoid it. You can't, I'm neurodivergent, so like I really can't avoid failing. Anytime I try and play somebody else's game, I try and do something the way everybody else does it, the networking way, I bomb. Because it's not, you know, when you're neurodivergent, your network isn't your net worth. If you have success, it comes from your ideas. And like, I'm learning that. But the way I've learned to navigate the failures and the fear of perceptions of me is just by completely letting go of it and having to be present, because that's the only way I'm going to get through it, is just by like, all right, what's next? You know, I can't take back anything. It's just like, okay, well, what's next? We'll figure something out. And that's just really the faith you have to have as an artist, because if you really are in this world, it's like, I can't picture my life any other way. And some people say it's because I'm lazy, but those people are dumb and ugly. Fuck. Anyway. This is my first YouTube video. Let me know if you like it. I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna like get better, you know. 9 minutes, that's not talking for 9 minutes. Preaching. All right, bye.